Hello, traders. Deron Wagner here from Morpheus Trading Group. With over 2 decades of swing trading experience, I'm excited to share with you a recent trade that's a prime example of our strategy's effectiveness. Today, we're unraveling the story behind AFRM's massive 50% gain in just 1 week, an actual stock trade we called in real time in the MTG Swing Trader chat room. In this special video, we dissect our recent AFRM trade from start to finish. We cover why we chose it as a potential buy entry on the breakout, the strategy behind managing the trade effectively, and how this win is a testament to the power of the MTG swing trading strategy. Remember, this isn't hindsight trading, it's real, verifiable, and what members of the MTG tribe experienced live. Today, I'm also thrilled to introduce Rick Pedicelli, head stock analyst at MTG. Rick's been a cornerstone of our team for nearly 20 years, leading our Swing Trader chat room and Wagner Daily Stock Report. Combined, Rick and I bring nearly half a century of swing trading expertise to you. Now, let's give Rick a warm welcome. He's a bit camera shy, but don't let that fool you. His insights are golden. So grab a notebook and let's learn together, as Rick walks you through exactly how members of the MTG tribe were able to score a huge 50% gain from our AFRM alert in just 1 week. But first, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the MTG tribe for more top-notch trading insights like this. Your journey to mastering swing trading starts right here, right now.
My name is Rick Pedicelli of Morpheus Trading, and in this video we're going to cover a recent trade setup that was mentioned in our live trading room. We're going to cover why it was on our watch lists, why we entered, and the reasons for exiting the position. And affirm from the entry, which was around 25, rallied to the $40 area before we mentioned selling in the chat room. So that was about a 45 to 50% move over a short period of time. So it was an explosive mover for sure. So first up, why was Affirm on our watch lists? Whenever we're filtering through thousands of stocks in the market, we're always looking for something that is in play, meaning that it's active now. There was some sort of catalyst that put this stock on our watch list. And in Affirm's case, on November 2nd, that gap up on big volume that reclaimed the 50-day MA, the red line here, that itself could be a buy signal. But that day was certainly one that we took notice of, and that type of explosive big volume gap up action is something that we always want to pay attention to and put on a watch list and wait for some sideways action before taking an entry. Now with the firm, the price action followed through immediately and did bounce off the 8-day EMA, but that was headed into earnings. And as you can see here on earnings, there was a big volume gap up and the price immediately sold off, but once again found support at the 8-day EMA. So it's establishing the 8-day EMA as support. So the price once again recovers off the 8 and then finally tightens up right here in this area in mid-November. There is a reversal off the 8-day EMA on November 20th. There's another tight day on November 21st. And then look how the volume dries up during that period. You know, it goes from well above average to a big dry up around November 21st, 22nd, through the 24th. So in terms of what's a good entry for us, we're looking for price action that shows explosive potential that eventually contracts, and there's a tight range that allows us to get in with a fairly tight stop to control risk. And that develops in Affirm off the 8-day EMA on November 21st here with this inside day from high to low. It's maybe a 5% stop. So we can control risk. The 5% stop is pretty tight if we factor in that Affirm trades with a pretty big ATR. So it's quite volatile. So I'd say anything in the 5 to 7% range for Affirm is pretty tight. So if we zoom in here, the entry was over the high of November 21, which we discussed on the 22nd in the chat room. So there's a buy entry around 25.50. Again, stop around 23 or 24, 23.90 or 24. And so the price pretty much moved out right away, which is always a great sign on big volume. And there's really no reason to exit the position, whether you're a swing or position trader. When the price moves out as it did here, there's no break of the prior day's low. There's even no test of the 8-day EMA, which has been support during the entire advance off the lows. Remember, it found support here, here, and here. So that's 3 tests of the 8. On December 1st, we discussed selling AFRM into strength on this big move up here. Partial size, locking in some gains, whether that's a quarter of the position or half, is up to each individual trader. But there was definitely, at plus, let me see here, about a plus 40% move at that point. We don't mind locking in partial profits there, and we can let the rest ride. And AFRM continued to push higher, and it did encounter some selling finally on December 6th, which actually coincided with the test or overcut of the prior swing high. So that's a major high over there. And that's where just around 41 or so, we mentioned in the chat room that for anyone holding, now would be a good time to exit the remaining shares, or at the very least trim another portion and maybe leave on the last quarter or third for a break of the 9-day EMA or the 8-day EMA here. So as I mentioned earlier, this was a 40% move or so, roughly 45% to the first partial sell, then about around 50% or so, 59% actually, to the second sell. And one could still be long AFRM with partial size, maybe just a quarter position, looking for the break of the 8-day EMA, or a sell into strength if there's some kind of just monster move up here over a 2 to 3 day period where it just goes parabolic. That would be a reason to exit on strength. But in terms of just pure swing trading, I'm not going to really complain about locking in profits after a 50+% gain in over a 2-week holding period or less. That's pretty darn good. And if I could do that all the time, I would love that. So again, just covering a few key concepts of this trade is one, how it's on the watch list. There's got to be some kind of catalyst, such as a gap up, explosive price action with a pickup in volume that we saw in early November. Then we need price action to tighten up as it did in late November, just above the 8-day EMA. It could be above the 8-day EMA or the 20-day EMA. And in terms of exiting the trade, we're looking to take profits into strength when the price is extended from the 50-day EMA, or if there's a break of the 8-day EMA, or if there's just a strong move that you feel that you want to take profits in. Again, maybe selling for 15-20% isn't ideal here, but 40 to 50% is fine. So that's the review of the recent trade in AFRM, which was mentioned in our live trading room.
So if you'd like to find out more about how the Morpheus swing trading strategy can help you successfully navigate the market and stay safe in weak markets, head on over to morpheustrading.com and click on stock picks and get started today with the Wagner Daily, and you'll receive trade alerts with exact entries and exits, as well as access to our awesome MTG tribe community. See you in our next market video, and remember to trade what you see, not what you think.